Hi everyone. This week's lesson, we're going to be learning more ways that we can find linear equations, okay? So we're taking a step back from the word problems, and we will come back to that later towards the very end of the course. We'll do some more word problems as kind of your summative, but let's go back to more of the actual algebra and math for this week, okay? So this week, we're going to be learning how to find the equation of a line when we are given a point and a slope, okay? So we're given the slope of a line, and we're also told that the line passes through a particular point, okay? So again, normally our equation is y equals mx plus b, right? Where b is our y-intercept and m is our slope, of course, right? We previously, when we were finding the equation, you were given the slope and you were given the y-intercept. Now, you're not going to be given the y-intercept, but you are given one of the points that passes through the line, okay? And I'm going to show you how we will use that information to come up with our linear equation, okay? Just going to erase this, give myself some more space here, okay? So when we have the slope of a line, and we also have a point, what we're going to do is we're going to substitute in first, substitute slope into y equals mx plus b, right? So you're going to sub in the slope. So whatever your slope is, you're going to put it in. So if m is 3, for example, we would go ahead and we would write y equals 3x plus b, right? Where we still don't know b, okay? So what I call this right here is I would call this like a partial equation, because we have the slope, equation, we have the slope, but we don't have b. Okay, so what we're going to do to find b is we're going to do a second step. So now that we have our partial equation, which is y equals, 3x plus b, now we're going to substitute in the point that we're given. Okay, so let's say, I'm going to make up a point. So let's say substitute the point, let's say this line passes through the point -1, 2, for example. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute in these values into my equation and solve for b. Okay, so remember, this is my x, this is my y. So I'm going to substitute in the number 1 as my x value, and I'm going to substitute in the number 2 as my y value. And then I'm going to solve for b. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like. So we're going to go, so again, replace y with 2, replace x with -1, and leave b as it is because we don't know b. Okay, then we have 2 is equal to -3 plus b. And then finally, we can solve for b, right? b is equal to 2 plus 3, giving us b is equal to 5. Okay? So now I'm ready to write my final equation, right? So therefore, the final equation is y equals 3x plus 5. And I solved for it. So I solved for my b. Okay, so that's essentially what we're going to do. We're going to be doing this over and over again, and we're going to be solving for the equation of the line. Okay, so question 1. Here we want to find the equation of a line that has a slope of 2 and that passes through the point 4, 1. So again, step 1, create our partial equation, okay? So we're going to substitute m equals 2 into our equation, okay? So now we have y is equal to 2x plus b, okay? Now remember, we are missing b. We don't have the equation until we're able to determine what this b is. So we have to solve for b. So what we're going to do is we're going to substitute in the point 4, 1, and then use that to solve for b, okay? So again, remembering that my first number is x, my second number is y. I'm going to put 1 in for y. 2 times x is 4, plus b. Now I'm going to isolate. 1 is equal to 6 plus b. And then finally, b is equal to 1 minus 6, which gives us negative 5. Okay? Now that we have all of that, now we can say, therefore, the equation of the line is going to be y is equal to 2x minus 5. Okay? So there's 2 steps. We substitute in slope, and then we substitute in the point, and we solve for our y-intercept. All right? Let's do that again. Oops. Question 2. Okay? So substitute m as 1/2, okay? And this gives us y is equal to 1/2 times x plus b. Now we sub in the point. Now I'm going to write sub instead of substitute because I'm lazy. We're going to sub in the point 2, 4, and then solve for b, okay? So 4 is our y, 2 is our x, plus b, right? So I'm substituting in, right? So my x here got replaced with the number 2. My y here got replaced with the number 4, right? So you can see, hopefully you guys see very clearly, you know, why and where I'm putting in the numbers, okay? Now I'm going to simplify a bit. Okay, so that's 4. 1 over 2 times 2 is just 1 plus b. And then finally we get b is equal to 4 minus 1, which is 3. And now we're ready to put the whole equation together. So therefore our equation is y is equal to 1/2 x plus 3. Okay, so again, every single one of these problems is the same exact method. So it's pretty repetitive. I mean, it's pretty repetitive, but you have to get used to it because it's definitely a skill that you need to have, like substituting values into equations and then rearranging and solving for variables, right? These are all super important skills. Okay, we'll do some more together, okay, before I leave you guys off to do the rest on your own. So again, we're going to start by subbing in. I'm writing sub instead of substitute. Sub m is equal to 2 over 3 into the equation, into y equals mx plus b. So we get y is equal to 2 over 3 times x plus b. Now, step 2. We're going to sub in our point, negative 6, 0, and we're going to solve for b, okay? So 0 is our y value, right? This is 0, this is y. So I'm going to put 0 is equal to 2 over 3. Now for x, I'm going to put negative 6. Negative 6. So 2 over 3 times negative 6. plus b. Okay, so 0 is equal to, let's simplify, right? So remember, 3 and negative 6 can be simplified as 1 and negative 2. Okay, so this becomes 2 times negative 2 over 1, which is negative 4 over 1, or just negative 4. Okay, rearrange for b, we get b is equal to positive 4. And therefore, we're ready to write our final equation. Y is equal to 2 over 3 plus, not 2 over 3 times x plus 4, right? Don't forget that x. Okay, some more. Here we have a negative slope. So let's see if that affects how we do anything. Okay, so we're going to sub m is equal to negative 3 over 4 into our equation, into y equals mx plus b. So we get y is equal to negative 3 over 4 times x plus b. Now we're going to substitute in our point, negative 8, comma negative 1, and we're going to solve for our y-intercept. Okay? So for my y, I put negative 1. So negative 1 is equal to negative 3 over 4 times negative 8, right? Because times x. Oops. Plus b. Okay? So again, let's simplify. Okay? So here, cross simplify. This can become 2, and this can become negative 4, right? That can simplify. Oh, you know what? It can even simplify further. What am I thinking? Can both be divided by 4, right? Oh, oops. Okay, I took it too far. So plus b. So let's do that again. Sorry. Right? This can simplify to 1 over negative 2. Right? Negative 8 over 4 simplifies to negative 2 over 1. And then we get negative 1 is equal to negative 3 times negative 2. That's positive 6 plus b. And then finally, b is equal to negative 1 minus 6. So we get b is equal to negative 7. Okay, which gives us our final equation, negative 3 over 4 times x minus 7. All right, so I might as well finish up, question 5 and 6, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the second half of the page for you guys to do on your own, and for you guys to check back with my solutions to make sure that you're doing it right. So I'll just finish 5 and 6, and I'll leave the remaining questions for you guys. All right. So again, we're going to sub m is equal to negative 1 into our equation. Right? So I'm replacing m. So I get y is equal to negative 1x, but I don't need to write the 1, right? I can just write negative x, okay, plus b. And now I'm going to substitute in my point. 4 comma negative 3, and I'm going to use that to solve for b. Okay? So negative 3 is my y. 4 is my x. Okay? And then, so that becomes negative 3. This is just negative 4 plus b. And then finally, b is equal to negative 3 plus 4, which is 1. So the equation is y is equal to negative x plus 1. Okay, last question. So we're going to sub m equal to 4. Sub that into our equation, into y equals mx plus b. So we get y is equal to 4 times x plus b, and then we substitute our point, 0, negative 9. We substitute it, and we use that to solve for b. Okay, so negative 9 is equal to 4 times 0 plus b. Okay? Now, 4 times 0, or anything times 0, is just 0, right? So we get b is just equal to negative 9. And that makes sense, right? Because this is our y-intercept, right? So they actually did give us the y-intercept. I was just not quick enough to realize it, right? So our equation, as it should be, is just y is equal to 4x minus 9. Okay? So there we go. That's the first 6 questions. And again, like I said, the next questions are identical in terms of strategy. It's really just manipulating the numbers and rearranging the equations, which is a skill that can be difficult because you have to keep track of the negative signs. You have to keep track of what happens when you move one term to the other side of the equal sign. So I do highly recommend that you try these on your own, okay? Even if it seems simple and you seem to understand it, try some practice problems before you do the assignment. All right, guys? So that's the end of lesson 3.11. We also have lesson 3.12 to complete this week, okay? So listen to that video after you're done with this one. Take care.